What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Keith one-time Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. A couple days ago, the BBC face-to-face did air, and it showed two accounts of both fighters. I like those. It's a reminder of 24/7 Face-Off with Max Kellerman, but this is the new edition of a similar program. You know, and I want to give you guys a recap of this show. The energy was interesting energy. That's why I like to see it, because you can see how these guys match up. You can see their reactions, their tone. You can see how these guys look at each other. You can see a lot when someone's face to face. You know, all the back talking between reporters are different when you don't have that person in front of you. When you don't have that person's spirit in front of you, his energy. You don't have to see that, but face to face you do. And of course, we've seen promises. We've seen predictions, and we've seen and heard the trash talk. And there was a lot of it. Keith Thurman, he does talk a lot of smack, but it's mostly informative, because the way he talks. Keith Thurman's a trip to hear, man. You know what I mean? Some people are going with Thurman, some people are going with Pacquiao. But in this, he was just saying, you know, Manny Pacquiao, he will be remembered just like Jesus. They crucified him. He wasn't meant to come back to work the earth. He was come back to be a spirit. That's why I will crucify him, and he will be loved. Jesus Christ was loved. Just like Manny Pacquiao. When I retire him, he will be also loved. You know? And Keith Thurman talked a lot of shit, and you could see Manny was kind of just like, I just do my talking into the ring, you know. And you can see certain things Keith Thurman was saying. You could tell it was getting to Manny, but how Manny reacts to them, you know what I mean? Because he's more passive, but you can tell with his facial expressions, and he does this little shit like that, little grin and shit. He's, you know, like he's ready to jump out of the seat or something. You know, he was like trying to hold himself back. And Keith Thurman was like, yeah, you know, I'll tell Manny Pacquiao that I want to punch him in the face. Manny Pacquiao wants to tell me that back, but he won't. He won't do it. You know, but I know he wants to. And it's funny, they were like, well, Manny Pacquiao is this. He's like, well, hell, Manny Pacquiao's this big. And then when he said that, you can tell the expression on Manny's face, because he kind of looked off like, get the fuck out of here, this guy. You know? So it was basically Manny's tone and his body language was showing it all. It was showing it all. He was showing everything with his body language. Because every time Keith Thurman would say something like that, Manny would either be like this, he would turn like this and like, you know, I can't believe this guy. You know what I mean? And, you know, he had the senator hat on, you know, like Keith Thurman told him. He said, yeah, he got a passion for boxing, but I think he needs to find another passion. I mean, you a senator, man. You like basketball, man. Go play basketball. Keith Thurman had me cracked up, man. I'm looking at it. It kept me entertained through the whole thing. And Keith Thurman knows what he's doing. I think he's doing that to get under Manny's skin, you know. And like Manny said, this is motivating. This is motivating hearing this. It's good for me, not good for him, but it's good for me, because this motivates me to do hard, to train hard, and do a good job for the fights. And, you know, Keith was just looking at him, staring him down, telling him what he was going to do, you know. And, you know, showing off his shirt, you know, the Tampa, you know, Tampa Bay, you know, throwing a 0. They got my thing on the back, 0 one time, you know, undefeated. And that's what they're going to say at the end of the day. So, you know, Keith Thurman was making his prediction. And then to top it all off, guys, he was like, you know, I can't wait to punch Manny Pacquiao in the face. And then Manny was like, me too. You know, I guess he couldn't hold it no more. He was like, yeah, me too. You know, so yeah, it was good. They shook hands, and look, even the handshake I don't know if you guys noticed. I'll leave the link below in the description so you guys can check out what I'm putting down. They shook hands, and if you notice, Manny kind of, when he shook hands, Manny kind of did this. You know what I mean? He kind of, he didn't want to shake his hand too long or some shit. It was funny though, man, you know? I know they did that insertion shot, you know, they inserted that handshake kind of, but you could tell he was kind of like, instead of just a long handshake, okay, appreciate you. No, it was more like damn, what's up, Manny? You know what I mean? But yeah, it was something to see. Again, I like those face-offs. I like the face-to-face. I like, I think it's Beyond the Gloves, I believe. I love all those shows like that because it's one thing, like I said, for these fighters that do one-on-one interviews with, you know, with journalists and, you know, news reporters and stuff like that. But it's a totally different thing when they're face-to-face. You know, that gives them every opportunity to show their balls, to show their nuts. Because if they can say the same thing to that promoter or that journalist as they can say to that person face-to-face, that shows that at least they got balls. Because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people be talking a lot of shit, you know, to, you know, a journalist. Oh man, I'll crush him. I'll kill that dude. He ain't on my level. I don't respect him. This, that, and the other. But then they get around them. Their whole thing, their mannerisms change. It looks like that should say the same when that person's in your face because that person's there. But anyway, it was a treat to see, guys. You guys got to check it out. I'll leave the link below. Just giving you an update on it. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.